possible that someone could just have overslept as well, like that.
Actually, very true.
Especially with, Burak Demiroga is the fifth one who's not here. He could very well be still jet lagged. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Am I crazy in that we're now down to 3?
Yeah, I thought I saw 4 get on, but maybe he got on. He's like, touched the ice. He's like, yeah, we're good. I'm going back to bed. This is early to be jumping quads, too.
It's early to be doing anything.
You're right. I back that.
Yeah.
Music will be played.
Yeah, I thought some men was out here.
Representing Croatia.
Well, I guess we'll see.
We're going to find out. Maybe he's waiting for his music, and he's just laying down on the bench behind. His hobbies include spending too much time on TikTok. I love that. Brain rot.
Yari's one of those guys who does not have a triple axel, and so getting into that top 24 here, we're talking about 39 guys, and getting in that top 24 is going to require both him having basically the short program of his life and also for other people to make mistakes. He's a beautiful skater, but it also is that being the very first skater going out, you're just not going to get the marks that you might end up getting, which is frankly not the point of this judging system, but that is what happens with judging in human nature.
And when there's so many skaters,
when there's 39,
when there's 39 skaters, it's so challenging to figure out how you can give somebody the score that they might deserve when there's so many other skaters of deserving as well. There is a big advantage if you can get a higher world standing points and skating later.
And that's why you often see skaters going to multiple competitions, especially some of the bigger ones, and making sure that they do end up with those points.
Well, I'm a fan of the music, big time. Not gonna lie. Obviously, as we discussed, I did skate to it with Caitlin, but I just love hearing that song so much. the ice, and it's like not a high perceived amount of effort visually to do it. Now, I'm sure and I know that it's not easy to do what he's doing, but he kind of just carries that momentum throughout all of his moves, and it's so beautiful to watch. It makes it easy for us to watch.
2 minutes, 49 seconds. Skating now, Burak Demirboga, representing Turkey, to be followed by the Beat Ray of Monaco.
So any standout skates that you watched yesterday that you were just like, wow, that was exactly what they wanted to do today?
Oh, I mean Alyssa.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
Riku Ryuichi.
Yes.
I'm just basically telling you who the winners were.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
But
that's why they won.
they were so good. I mean, I was especially impressed with Sarah and Nico.
Mm-hmm.
They just did such a phenomenal job with that Carmen program, and it's. I would not be surprised if they brought it back for the Olympic season, because that is a really just like perfectly suited for them and how they skate, the way that they are as performers, and it worked so well.
It was amazing yesterday too, just seeing the audience turn out in the arena. Like, it was so cool.
We were all talking about how it was noon on a Wednesday afternoon, and it was like one of the biggest audiences of the year already, and there's a lot of stuff that sold out later on in this week, and I cannot imagine how loud and like excited everybody's going to be for that.
Yes, I mean, I was sitting there watching the pairs event last night, and just the sound system in the arena was unreal. Like, I just find, yes, the LED boards, everyone's tweeting and talking about it, but it's so cool. It does make a difference in terms of just like more stimulus when you're looking at things. It's so cool, and I just love just like the new things that they're trying to push to make the sport a little bit more interesting, and I really just. It's admirable just to see that how loud and how crazy that audience was getting out there yesterday, because it makes a big difference for the skaters, and honestly, like, it can impact the judges. If you are very loud for a skater, but for a footwork sequence or anything, they can get influenced just for a little bit, maybe getting a +2 to a +3 or a +3 to a 4, depending on how the audience has an effect. Because you're doing something to them, you're doing something to the audience as a skater, which makes them audibly make a clap, or they're getting loud. So now there's no scenario where I cannot get influenced by that just a little bit.
Well, I was talking about Wakapa's step sequence, which is so effective as an element. And I just remember the music being on, and I could literally hear people kind of like talking excitedly about that step sequence while it was happening. Okay, back to some skating.
That's it.
David's on the first of 3 Lindfors of the day.
I like his costume. It's giving me like a little bit of Kill Bill with French inspiration.
I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but another skater without a triple axel. He's been trying it this year, but doubtful that he will go for that risk in the short program. But I did see him try it in his run through yesterday.
I mean, with so many of the men in this event, it's going to be crucial to deliver that short program that is just squeaky clean. To try to give yourself the best opportunity to get into that qualification grouping. I'm very excited just to see like what's being delivered later today, just the level of performance.
A beautiful extension. When you talk about performance, I have always loved his skating. Just, especially his spins, the positions that he has on his spins they're very classic. They're very, there's sort of, a lot of them have no frills to them. They're just beautifully shaped positions. And he's one of those guys who's just really a studier of, or a student, I guess, of the sport. And just the movements, the edges, like,
you see it a lot. Like there's just very clear, deep edges on the majority of his steps. And like every time he puts his foot down, it looks like there's a really clear decision on not a flat, but on an inside or an outside.
Which you don't see nearly as much in, obviously, in single skating, because there's so much, there's just so much emphasis on everything else.
Yes.
And oftentimes, you will see people hop rockers or go and be flat on things, or turn harder turns into easier turns, just because they're in some ways a little bit more throwaway than they would be.
Yeah, his whole upper body gets a little stuck and stays together. In terms of performance today, keep it all the same, absolutely. But I think that as he wants to grow, because he seems younger, to be like kind of exploring how to make his body move differently. but it's just a little bit more rare. But
I think more so these days that you can have the
Oh,
movement because
yes.
there are just so many teams who are really well matched.
I agree.
And so like a level or
partially. No, fully. I always listen to you, Jackie. I think I might have been looking at the groups myself then, and I have a hard time multitasking. I'm not gonna lie. But if you do have any questions, send them to @RockerSkating. There it is. Now,
Good job.
the
You
brain
got
is
it.
just starting to get fired up now. Or @Jean-Luc Baker on Twitter, on X, please, by all means. Follow us also on social media @US Figure Skating. You got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all the things.
We have mispronounced your names. Please stop by the announcing desk so that we may make corrections prior to your event. Thank you. This concludes the practice session for Men's Short Program Group 1. We will now pause for an ice resurface and return with Men's Short Program Group 2.
I was pretty young. I was about 5 years old, and I was not one that dealt well with the summer heat in Texas. So we found something indoors, an ice rink. So I really enjoyed that. I never really got to see snow. So being able to see snow and ice was something that was really cool to a 5-year-old in Texas. And I kind of just took off from there. I had helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, and I was just flying across the ice, and it just stuck.
Please welcome to the ice, Amber Glenn.
I'm a little nerdy. I enjoy comic books, anime, cosplaying, a card game called Magic the Gathering. It's a little obscure, but if you know, you know. Just trading and collecting, those kind of things. I have a dog named Uki. I love her so much. She's so cute. Please enter a photo if you can. Love her dearly. And honestly, just spending time with friends and family is huge for me. Obviously, I can't train as much as I did when I was 11, 12, 13. I have to manage my time really well. I have to make sure that I'm taking care of my body and my mind as best as I can. And part of doing it at my age is making sure it's something that I still enjoy, something I get satisfaction out of, and I still do. So just taking care of my body and mind is really important. U.S. Nationals was a whirlwind of emotions. I mean, to go out there and know that it was in my grasp to be the champion was something that I had never really felt before. And after the short program, having such a great time, being in second, being the highest I'd been after a short program before at Nationals was exhilarating. And to land the axel in the free skate, but then have it kind of slip away from me in the second half and lose that focus was devastating. I tried to keep my expectations in check, and when I heard that I had won, I just lost it on national TV, which is a little embarrassing, but it's something that I'll never forget. I'm approaching this season with the mental side being my focus. Of course, I have obvious goals like medaling at both my Grand Prix. This year I'm doing triple axel in both the programs, and just overall trying to stay consistent. As someone that's been skating for almost 20 years, I've had tremendous highs and very low lows, to where I've had to take a step back from skating to prioritize my mental health. But I've also had these highs that are going to be highlights in my life. But I always make sure that I know that I'm more than just my skating, I'm more than just my successes and more than just my failures, that I'm a person who has people that I love and that love me, and to just make sure that that's at my core, and that kind of keeps me in a good direction.
But if there's like a scorpion, I'm suing. I'm so scared. I don't think I trust you guys. I'm so scared. I don't like touching things. Is it moving? Is it a toy spider? Is it food? Ah! I'm scared. Is it food? Is it ramen?
Yep. There you go.
Why did I have to close my eyes for you to put it in? Is it food? It's a granola bar, is it not? Well, it feels like one. Just tore it apart like one. It's like sugary. How can it not be a granola bar? It feels like a nut. It's a granola bar. It's not a Rice Krispie treat. So it's a granola bar.
That's
Oh, Twix?
on the outside.
Snickers? Payday?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Jinx. Let me look at it. That's a granola bar. Ew. Ew. It's those peach slices at like breakfast buying things, because I eat those all the time.
When you contribute to the U.S. Figure Skating Fund, your gift forms the backbone of our initiatives, enabling us to support skaters across all levels and spearhead programs that ignite athlete potential. It's not just a donation, it's an investment in the dreams and aspirations of countless athletes who make figure skating an incredible spectacle of strength, artistry, and resilience. U.S. Figure Skating thanks you for your continued support. When you contribute to the U.S. Figure Skating Fund, your gift forms the backbone of our initiatives, enabling us to support skaters across all levels and spearhead programs that ignite athlete potential. It's not just a donation, it's an investment in the dreams and aspirations of countless athletes who make figure skating an incredible spectacle of strength, artistry, and resilience. U.S. Figure Skating thanks you for your continued support.
interesting little quirks at this competition that I think the ISU is testing out on a big stage to see how effective they are.
Yes.
The leaders chair is one of those. There's actually the thing that people haven't seen yet because they haven't shown the leaders chair yet because it's not happening until the free skates, is that there's actually a buffer in between the leader's chair and the kiss and cry. So it's not as if you're in the kiss and cry and you can just like look over and like make eye contact with whoever the leader is, because there is like a physical buffer between the two.
Yes.
In the way that they're situated. But it'll be. I'm interested to see how the skaters react and are sitting there, because what usually happens is they're in the green room.
Yes.
And so they're only on camera, like, I don't know, at the end of the program when they go over to them and they're like, oh, clap, 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 or
Yes.
like, oh, they're on their phone, or whatever it is. But here they're literally just like sitting there for everybody to
out in the open.
To see. Yeah, so that it'll be interesting to see how they sort of conduct themselves.
I think so, and I think it's going to be really interesting. Like, honestly, I think it's an awesome idea. I hope. I don't know if there is, and I don't think there is, but I hope that there still is a partial green room in the back, which would be super cool to still have, because it is still your podium
I think
at the end of the edit.
I think there is.
And I would love to see that, and then at least your second and third would be in there,
Right.
because I think there's some awesome reactions that you see. But what was concerning for me to an extent is that, like, sometimes you give so much and you're free, you don't hear about it, but skaters end up throwing up backstage or right afterwards, or they're needing the bathroom, or they have a quick medical emergency, and I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to that, because
I don't think anybody. There's not going to be like a camera that's going to be straight on them. So,
true.
I think they could, if they need the time
To step out.
they can take the time.
I think it's so cool, though. I used to always joke around with Caitlin. I was like, could you imagine, let's say we almost skate last, like second to last, and instead of like getting out of the way, like you sit in the kiss and cry, but then you go stand at the wall, and like you just put your arms, like you hang on. People don't like oftentimes take into account, again, like as we just talked about, being like nerdy within skating and like within anatomy too within it. I think that what's so crazy is like everyone has like different lengths of femurs and tibias as well. So like you might get a skater that has really long femurs, which changes so much where their center of gravity will be based on how they're using like their hip, knee, ankle bend. Some of them might be like squatting and then coming further back, which is going to put them more on their heels. and less over the front of their blade if they're skating backwards. So it's just so interesting to see how everyone works with all those things and manipulates it.
Hip knee ankle bend should be your next band name.
Hip knee ankle bend.
Representing Ukraine, to be followed by Yusheng Li of Chinese Taipei.
I like it. My rock band name.
Your rock band name.
Of it, but it was more to really just check in and be like, hey, where are we at? Like, are you thinking a lot? Are you, what stories are you starting to tell yourself? Because trying to, especially competition day, not be in your brain too much is so important. You know the cues, you're trained, you're ready to rumble, so make sure that you're not living up in your brain. You can't skate from there.
Welcome to the city, said a young man sitting next to me. Heard you new in town, before you get around, here's a little tip from me. Best stick to yourself no matter where you go. Just watch your back and hold your own. And if after that trouble's knocking at your door, remember my friend, it's a time we're fighting for. Welcome to your paradise, where the little man pays a bigger price. Take another hit, just get it over with. We're a little sick, you see.
Ooh, some powerhouse choreographers in there. Yuka Sato and Jeremy Abbott. Ooh.
So fun fact about Yusheng is he's going to go to the Taiwan Badminton Nationals after.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a multiple sport guy.
Dang.
He marked those first two jumps. He hasn't warmed up the axle or the quad toe yet, but just watch the efficiency of this Lutz toe. Efficiency of, unfortunately, the fall, but you can see that like he's
That
got really
carries.
good, just like tight rotation.
Even when she wasn't skating and her music was playing, she was still almost in character and still singing along or kind of marking the motions with emotion. And I think it goes so much to just making sure that you're building that energy and that vibe for the day, because you're staying in the headspace of performance, not allowing yourself to go and think too much. So it's beautiful to see skaters do that, and I like always try to challenge them to just make sure that even though if they're doing jumps or footworks or anything, to stay in that performance headspace.
That toe that you just heard have done with just doing a double take on a quad toe like that with Ryan. Okay, you're he's talk about natural, yes, like seamless jumping. He is on and off all the time, but when he does his jumps, on and off all the time. But when he does his jumps, and he does them well, it's like the amount of insertion that he puts into these jumps is minimal.
It looks effortless though, like there's a very naturalness to his skating. You can see just with the way he started the program and what a great choice of music for him.
The way that Lutz just came out is behind the scenes for you. Oh yeah, nice, right? Yeah. Again, effortless, just blade work, effortless. You sometimes see skaters kind of put their hands to their nose, and it literally is because after a spin, there's just things flying out of your nose.
Oh, snot.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardcore. I mean, like in this rink for sure, when the sunlight hits some of those jumps, you can see rockets flying. No, I mean, it's just the truth. Straight up. Absolutely. You sit in that front row, it's like SeaWorld. You're getting splash zoned, but just be careful. Straight up? No, I mean, it's the truth.
The caffeine is now.
Oh, no, but it's the truth. Like,
no, it totally is,
it's true. I mean, like, I used to skate with Caitlin. Like, she was amazing, but sometimes I'd get...
You'd get it on your face.
Oh, I would get some close calls, that's for sure. She had a really runny nose when she would do twizzles. And, well, yeah, it's the truth. Hey, sorry, Kate. Love you. See you tomorrow for that ice dance commentary. But regardless, yeah, it's the truth. I had my fair share of things, too.
Flavors. One is the Han Yan flavor, and then the other one is the Boyang Jin flavor. Like,
Yes.
and he very much is the Han Yan flavor, right? Like,
Yes.
like big flowy skating. Versus the Boyang Jin one, where it's definitely more toward the jumps. And it's just, you know, it's
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Boyang Jin.
We miss you, Boyang.
Yeah, I miss Boyang, and I also miss Hanyan, like, so much. obviously go for it. But for me, I would honestly go way more into the skating skill side and just like drill them on some timing things. Because at the end of the day, like if you are grounded and feeling that weight transfer and just feeling that awareness of your body. I mean, at the end of the day, it's coming down to a feeling. If you talk to any of these like great skaters that are popping off quads all the time, I mean, I've had many conversations about this with Nathan. And I'm like, how did you do it so much? And he's like, well, you find it, and then it's like a feeling that you're searching for. Like, yeah, there's technical cues, and you're pulling in and whatnot, but there's such a timing, and timing at the end of the day, when there's no music, is a feeling. So I think that what I would really try to hammer into like their headspace was kind of just giving them some basic exercises, like alternating outside threes, to where you're just thinking and feeling about your body weight and transfer. So when it comes down to applying it to your jump or things like that, I mean, most of the time from what I've witnessed and watched and like discussed with other skaters is like the jump more time than not goes wrong on the preparation of the jump. So it's like recognizing, like you mentioned with one of the skaters on this session, like, oh, the toe went a little early. So that's for me, I hear that as an ice dancer, okay, that's a timing thing. Absolutely. So it's finding that balance of really realizing, okay, I'm wanting to go, my anticipation's there, my adrenaline's starting to rise. Okay, how do you come back to center? Like coming back and feeling that groundedness. So I would really relay it onto way more about feeling a timing, feeling your body, because then so much is capable.
That's that. Oh, you see how easy that was.
And exactly as I talked about, the way he was going into it, from the moment he was skating right in front of the camera, everything that he was doing was just so consistent. The energy's always going left, right, left. It's moving. It doesn't become stagnant. And that's what, like, when I see freestylers and jumpers really go, I'm like, oh, if it starts to become still, then we might have a problem, and you're going to force and you're going to like brute strength something, and it's not impossible to do that. But I think that effortlessness that we just witnessed, it comes from the chill.
And he's chill.
He's chill.
That's chill.
It's chill. There was a moment when he did the gather, though, where I was like recognizing there was a little bit of hesitation. And this is so subtle, so subtle. That split second of starting to recognize, like thinking, you lose that natural timing, that natural cadence.
Well, you were saying the other day, I think it was during Sarah and Nico's, they were doing the throw sows, and you were like, you just noticed 5 seconds before, here comes the quad toe, that we're going to see it?
Yeah.
Double toe.
Oh, I thought we would have then.
Double toe. You see it, 10 seconds or whatever before the actual thing, whether or not it looks like they're in the right sort of headspace and body space to actually do the thing that they're trying to do.
Yes, exactly.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. There's a pocket, like I keep saying, golden middle. It's like Goldilocks, but there's like a sweet spot right in the middle that you want to kind of always search for and explore for. All right, so that finishes up our second group. Let's take it on for the third one. Follow us on social media at US Figure Skating. If you have any questions, send them to me at Jean-Luc Baker or Jackie Wong at Rocker Skating on X. We're going to do our best to answer them. Such an interesting experience here at a World Championships, though, because within this arena itself, there's not much space for audience seating. So obviously, it's like the Today Show. People are standing outside at the windows, but it's so
it is like the Today Show,
right? But it's
are we Hoda and oh my God, who's the other person? Kathy Lee.
There you go, shoddy on Kathy Lee.
Ah.
I'm just kidding. But I think that it's so interesting because like it does create a little bit more of a private space for the athletes to not have that audience connection. Although I love the audience connection personally and made it a little bit more fun all around, I found it very interesting that that this is the rink that we're choosing. But it is really nice because the facility is beautiful, and on top of that, I mean, we're less than a 5-minute walk, I think, to the main rink. So
for me, that's the best thing.
this is the best case scenario.
I
for
mean,
you.
and also for a lot of the skaters too, because like the last thing you want to do is sit in traffic, waiting
Yes.
to get to your practice or waiting to get to the main rink, and it's just like not.
And Boston's
wanna
really
go.
good at giving you traffic.
Yeah. We have another absence here. Nope, not anymore. Lev is coming out just now, so we got a full practice.
Straight chilling with the hood up.
That's what I do.
That's right.
So one thing that I've noticed more recently, and you know me, I watch a lot of practices.
Oh yeah.
One thing I've noticed recently is the proliferation of skaters using basic forward and backward power pulls as a warm up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I saw that as often in the past, and I do wonder if that's like a thing that coaches have been catching on more of, or skaters are just seeing other people do it and they're doing it. Like power pulls, for those who don't know, are basically you're going forward and backwards, and these are the most basic ones, right? Like forward and backwards on one foot, and you are just kind of swaying back and forth and trying to generate power through the ankles.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that you learn, a year into when you first start skating.
Yes.
And they are actually very hard to master.
Mm-hmm.
And you often see very different variations of them. You'll see forward power pulls, and then a rocker into back power pulls, and then a rocker into forward power pulls. But what I've been seeing a lot is just straight down the ice forward power pulls, straight down the ice back power pulls as warm-ups.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely becoming more of a prevalent thing, and I think that that awareness to where your edges are is so crucial. My biggest thing is when people do power pulls is just to make sure that you're not like just punching in and punching out for the day, because people oftentimes do warm-up exercises without intention, and they're like, oh yeah, this is to help me with my sow, or this is to help me with my toe entry. But like in reality, if it's just a chill kind of warm-up and you just want to feel your body, that's one thing. But if you're genuinely trying to like feel your edges and whatnot, I think it's so crucial to actually put that intention and awareness to like why you're doing it. And you can see much more attention to like the detail of how you want to create your body movement. Obviously, a very fun skater on this group is going to be Donovan. He's a crowd favorite.
That team jacket I love.
So cool.
I want one of those.
Competitors, there is 1 minute remaining in this warm-up.
And there's another group with a couple of up-and-coming skaters here. Fadir Kulish, Latvia, just really. The other day, I watched him practice, and I was like, oh, wait, was that quad lutz? That was a quad lutz. He's got quad lutz and quad flip, and I think he's a solid skater with some great potential. Lev Vineker has been landing quad toes today, or this week, and he's also, again, kind of all around a strong skater.
We had a couple good questions in here. If the winner's chair had been in Montreal, how long would Adam have had to sit there?
So the winners, the leader's chair, only takes into effect the last 2 groups of the competition. And so Adam would have basically had to like come back out.
Yeah, leave and then come back for the last 2
skated
groups.
so early in Montreal. But yeah, I would not be surprised if that's one of the reasons why they wanted to experiment with the leader's chair, because that was the scenario.
Love the Bee Gees, obviously, and one of his hobbies is playing table tennis like a pro.
Like a pro.
Love that.
Tommy, like a pro.
It's okay.
We're just like listening to all the music that you ever skated to.
Hey, I'm down. Didn't love the fin step, but I did love this program.
I can literally see the pattern right now on this part. Tommy's one of those skaters who is a really good performer, and this is a program that really just like showcases the kind of performer he is, which is like, I'm gonna get the crowd into it. And you know what? Nowhere better than a Boston crowd to do that, because 1, they know exactly what you're skating to. 2, you tell them to give you some cheering, they're gonna cheer their, things off.
Cheer their things off.
Things off, their things. Cheer their scarves off.
That's right. Deep is your love? How deep is your...
Like, caffeine has really got me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the caffeine, Jackie, or if it's just the Bee Gees. Because you know what? I love the Bee Gees. I think I was born a little too early.
I mean,
late. Excuse me, wrong way around.
You just need a little bit longer hair, and you could become very good.
That would be great. I used to have like really long hair in like 2015, and I have to be honest, I looked a little bit like a fusion between Rod Stewart and Lord Farquaad, so it wasn't my vibe. So we chopped that thing off real quick.
I'm surprised you never skated to Do You Think I'm Sexy?
Oh, you know what? I know Allison Reed and Solius Amberlicious, not Amberlicious, every time I call him that.
Amberlicious.
That's his name in my phone. Fergalicious, Amberlicious. They skate to that this year for the rhythm dance, but
this step sequence is exactly what I'm talking about for Tommy, and that crowd in this third, are we third group?
Yes.
In the third group, this crowd will go just nuts for that program.
Especially with that turnout yesterday. Like, I'm so proud of the audience. I've been on the stream just saying like how important it is for them to just go crazy. The crazier they go, the crazier the skater goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Brick house.
Second short program in a row where you're going to get a lot of audience participation.
I always wanted to skate to that.
Yeah, but you can't not think about Kirk Browning when you're...
No, I agree. Oh, she's a brick.
Well, that was about 5 seconds of choreography and back to the board.
Yeah, he's got to go make some more cement to build that brick house. Oh, she's a brick house. So yesterday, what were some of our favorite programs that didn't make the free skate cutoff? Oh, that's such a hard question.
We gotta look. Oh, you know
I have one.
The one I was so sad about was
Yes.
Yuna and Subitada, just mistake after mistake, but like you saw in their component scores that the judges really love their skating.
Yeah.
And it's like, we were talking about this yesterday, right? Like 23 pairs, 3 didn't make it, and like it wasn't that much there wasn't that much room for them to make mistakes, and they just made too many.
Yeah, and I was heartbroken for Anastasia Gubanova for Georgia. Like, that was just such a hard skate, like second place at the European Championships earlier this year, and just really just not the one you want to deliver. And we all have them, but here being a pre-Olympics, Olympic qualifier, that is definitely not the one that you want. I hope she can turn it around for herself for that Olympic qualifier in Beijing, but we did not see much bricklaying in that brick house program.
No, not even an ending brick pose.
Nothing. I got nothing.
All right, here we go with Donovan Carrillo.
He's going to show us something.
Let's hope. He always
always does.
This is actually like the 3 back-to-back of these like high energy programs.
Let's go.
Chin Chin. Or not?
It sounded exactly. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. It's more of a chill one, I think. Not the usual.
It is, yeah.
I remember we watched this at a Skate America, and we were actually doing commentary with it together, and it was so cool because he's just showing such a maturity to his skating this year.
Not quite as good as the one that I was raving about off camera, but that one was still clean.
He had such effortless speed.
And that's a thing he's had to learn, for sure. Because earlier in his career, he didn't have the kind of...
Beautiful.
Great, Axel. Earlier in his career, he didn't have that kind of just like natural power. And he's worked a lot on that.
And what's so interesting is just going to be seeing who can handle pattern management in these competitions. Because as we've been talking about rink size, and it's a little bit smaller now with these LED boards, yesterday watching that pairs event, there were some closer calls than you could actually, I think they were anticipating, and like having to just make little adjustments throughout the performance. But watching some teams...
That will get him into the free skate. That program skated like that.
Yep, absolutely. Watching some of these teams having to make little minor adjustments because they're realizing they're so close to the wall. And what's hard is I saw quite a few of the pair teams like going into the side-by-side jumps or even the throw with a little bit of an altered pattern because the wall, like they recognize they're close. They might not have as much speed. And then they're just recognizing going into the jump or the throw that, oh, I was close to the wall. So I think it's going to be a huge, huge skill for these athletes to be able to stay in the moment and make sure that if they do make an adjustment to pattern, they accept it and keep moving. And this is such a fun program. I don't think that you're going to get the audience clapping along with it. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but...
Some of these audiences, they love to clap to anything.
That's true. Schindler's List, they'll clap. I'm just kidding. You should not clap to that until the end.
That is my favorite version of that spin. That spin can be done really terribly. And Donovan...
You're right.
I mean,
You're right.
And we've seen really bad versions of that spin, which is actually kind of like... I'm glad we don't see it as much anymore.
I agree.
But Donovan does such a great, like, well-extended version of it.
It was a very, like, aesthetically pleasing because it was interesting.
Yeah.
Not just like, here's my level, give it to me.
Yeah.
Planet Earth, my home, my
Michael Jackson reciting a poem about the Earth.
Ooh.
Planet Earth.
Oh, 92. He's a little older. Hobbies include personal growth. Let's go, King. I love this song. I wish seeing it, this is my first time seeing this program, I wish seeing it for like a little bit more for that step sequence choreographed more musically would be awesome for me. I mean, that's just like itching a part of my brain. There was some nice body movement that was happening and an interpretation to the music, but I just think in terms of that composition, I feel as though it was very just done.
Skating now, Vidor Ulish, representing Latvia.
Vidir, we're seeing him for the first time at Worlds. His birthday yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
Oi.
There's that quadlets I was talking about. Oh.
Well, that went on a journey in the air.
He was really on yesterday in practice and been struggling with timing here today. I saw him do one good Lutz and everything else has been pops. Axel.
I love when the coach talks to the skater in the middle of their program.
I mean, you know, their run-through's done.
Yeah, you would never catch me Unless there was like a safety issue, being like, wait, you have something to say to me right now? Like, you'll tell me afterwards. You wait 2 more minutes, please.
I want to see your reaction to the ending of this music.
Okay, I'm ready.
I think he's done with the program.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's doing anything.
That's the ending of the program.
Oh, fade out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a shame. I thought there was like an issue, and they just turned the music down, like they need to stop the practice or something.
Yeah, that's been one of the ones that I've just not understood how.
No, I mean, like that's
the
not
end of the
professional
program.
in my opinion. Like a fade out that isn't even like musically structured. Like okay, I don't love a fade out, but we've had them, but it has to like take you somewhere and make sense. That just for me like doesn't show the topmost level of professionalism. Like, oh, we're done now. I have a quad Lutz, and if I land it, then we're good.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's just me.
Yeah, he's just having a lot of struggles with the timing of those toe jumps.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the timing today is different. Tommy landing a triple axel there. That is a jump that he just drills and drills and drills, and it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't, and it's working right there. Double Lutz again.
Ooh,
but you see how the couple of things that you see with that jump just now is he was very far forward, and oftentimes when you're forward, it means that you've picked in way too early.
Yeah.
Because that is the position that you are in before you get up into the air. And he's just rushing the timing a little bit too much on those flips and lutzes today.
Yeah. You can see it. I mean, like it's a shame because I can imagine it's gonna float when it works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess he's gonna go for it again.
Likely. Doing that yesterday a lot. Just drilling these jumps, just trying to get the timing right.
Here we go, out of the top corner.
Again.
I think. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, also, though, like, you could see the way that he was skating out of that top corner, and it doesn't really... I'm not sold at all with the way that he's entering that's going to be a successful attempt. There was, like, okay, here we go again kind of mentality, it felt like. And that was the product that was produced. And this is merely just, like, my speculation on what I'm seeing. I don't know what the athlete is experiencing, but... There is a huge choice that is made when it comes to doing when you skate, and it takes a lot of energy to hold yourself in that headspace. We're going for another attempt, it looks like.
Yeah, here we go.
Again, the nonchalant energy here.
Trying to leave this practice on a good note, and another double.
It's a little too much force. There needs to be just a quick breather. Take a step back, breathe, and then... Yeah, it's tough when you're in that headspace. You're
right.
Like,
nothing works.
No, nothing works, and it just like reinforces the bad habits or reinforces the stories that you're telling yourself. I think we're gonna go again.
Tommy doing a forward flying sit spin. I love forward flying sit spin when they're done well, and he has a really good fly on that one. Energy looks different. There you go. At least that's rotated.
Good eyes on that, Jackie. You saw that coming. Oh, yeah, I see that smirk too. You're like, yeah, I know, I saw it. But it's the carriage. It's how you enter the element. Like, you can really see the intention. The desire to do it can be there, but like, are you really at that place of willingness to really put yourself in it?
Yeah,
I'm excited to see. Go for it.
Well, if you're doubting it before you go in, the probability of it being good is just so much lower, right?
Just do another lap.
Yeah.
don't. If you're doubting it, get yourself in the right headspace. I'm so excited to see Tommy's program later in that arena. I think it's going to be so cool.
Yep.
Very fun.
Isabeau yesterday was talking about how for her it's physical and mental, and sometimes I don't know if the athletes quite think of it that way, and they think it's all physical, right? And
correct.
And they're wondering, like, everything's fine. Like, why are we having issues?
Well, that's it. Like, you're not having issues. You're just you're making the issues a thing, and it's oftentimes like physically at this point, like, unless you're operating with like less training because of an injury, or you're operating on top of an injury, things that we don't know about and things that we honestly don't need to know about. That's what the athlete's privacy is for. But I think that there is so much more mental within this sport than people anticipate. There's been so many circumstances that we did not get the right training because of injury, just doing the best that we could. Preparation was not as much as we'd like, and that's, I mean, every athlete's gonna say that, but I mean, I'm serious when I say there'd be times where we're like, are we sure we want to go to compete this? But our mental and our mental game was so strong, and our belief in ourselves was so deep that we would honestly be able to shift that narrative and be like, no, we got exactly what we needed. And now we're just popping off jumps left, right, and center, and it's just creating that deep belief system, which he's going to have to pull himself out of if he wants to qualify for this free.
Yep.
Competitors, if we have mispronounced your name, please stop by the announcing desk so that we may make corrections prior to your event. Thank you.
So a couple of these early groups have been a little bit up and down in the general overall energy of these skaters. But after this ice cut, we got 4 more groups, and those are some of the top groups here. So I would imagine things are going to change.
Yeah,
energy-wise, and also it's later in the day now too.
Yeah, exactly. And you asked me earlier what I would do if I was a coach out there with a skater. At this point, I would say about 4 minutes ago, I probably would have like called it and say, hey, just go skate around, no more jumps. And it's just
you're just doing sort of mental gymnastics at this point.
Oh yeah, you're doing yourself a complete disservice. You'd be better off being like, you know what? Try to start giving that confidence, letting the skater borrow the confidence and the trust from you, and help them believe in themselves rather than getting one more jumping pass that might not work. So that concludes the third group here. We have a quick little ice make, and then Jackie and I will be back.
Oh, there's an ice make?
Oh, there is. I did listen. Actually, I just looked at the schedule.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, thanks. See you in a bit.
Hello, my name is Bruce Hurd, and I've been involved with figure skating since 1962, so 60 plus years of figure skating. I have been a skate tech, strictly a skate tech, for the last 15, and that's been in the Colorado Springs area. My original background, I had developed myself in Montana with famous skaters like John Pektovich, who was one of my idols at the time as a youngster. And that Great Falls Figure Skating Club was one of the original 12 clubs in the United States. So I was just blessed to be living in there and being able to get started in my career at the time. After going through all of my competitive career, I decided that I wanted to do some teaching, did some teaching. In the meantime, all those years before, my father was actually started skate sharpening when I was a kid. I never really learned from him, but then I was later on introduced to Sid Broadbent, who is now 102, and he was the developer of one of the skating machines. And I spent 25 years of engineering, instruction, and development with him, and just learning the design and understanding of boots, blades, and what I like to call the real balance. Everybody has a balance, and that's how I treat it. Everybody is individual, has different feet, different structures, and I want to give it the best that I can for each one of them.
Being an elite athlete and a high-level figure skater is an expensive sport to be a part of, along with life outside of it. So I've always leaned on Friends of Figure Skating and US Figure Skating for scholarships and funding when they're available. Each year at my level of figure skating, it costs anywhere between $50,000 and $60,000 when you add up all of the ice time that we pay for, the coaching fees both at home and when we travel internationally, the travel fees to nationals, boots, blades, and costumes and choreography. There's quite a bit that goes into the full package that becomes figure skating and what you see on TV, and then you add in on top of what the performance all accumulates from, and you add in recovery so that my body can stay healthy, and strength training as well. There's quite a bit that goes into it.
Hi, Saga. Clara. Hi, Saga. Ellie. Hi, Saga. Ashley. Hi, Saga. Laura. Hi, Saga. Go back in the line. Go back in the line. I know you. Hi, Saga. Say it again. Hi, Saga. I know you. Get it? Taylor. Hi, Saga. Paige. Hi, Saga. Go back in the line. Hi, Saga. Paige! I tell you, that was wrong. Hi, Saga. Paige! Hi, Saga. Aw. Mr. Jacob. Hi, Saga. I know you. You're somebody who asks questions. Again. Hi, Saga. I can't get it. No! Back in the line. Next. Hi, Saga. Again. Hi, Saga. No clue. Caroline. Oh. Hi, Saga. The very soft voice.
Yeah.
Sarai. Hi, Saga. Say it again. Hi, Saga. He's a big boy voice. Kyan? Moving it. Hi, Saga. That's a Spice Girl. Oh, come on. Hi, Saga. Say it again. Hi, Saga. Ah, the little Monaco. Hi, Saga. Rosa.
Hi, Saga.
Say it again.
Hi, Saga.
Why are you so far away from me?
Hi, Saga.
Caroline?
Hi, Saga.
Say it again.
Hi, Saga.
Hi, Saga. Say it again.
Hi, Saga.
Kitty cat!
Hi, Saga.
Sydney.
Hi, Saga.
Sydney.
Hi, Saga.
Caroline?
Hi, Saga.
Autumn.
Hi, Saga.
Ashley.
Lobster, butter, bread. That's it. It's very simple.
Hot. Hot.
But why? It's hot. Do you have more of the lobster? Like it's just lobster, butter, bread. That's it. It's very simple.
Simple is always best. You shouldn't even try. Hot.
Hot, for sure.
Hot.
Flavor.
The hot lobster roll is better. It's right. The more lobster you get, the better.
Hello, my name is Bruce Hurd, and I've been involved with figure skating since 1962, so 60 plus years of figure skating. I have been a skate tech, strictly a skate tech, for the last 15, and that's been in the Colorado Springs area. My original background, I had developed myself in Montana with famous skaters like John Pektovich, who was one of my idols at the time as a youngster. And that Great Falls Figure Skating Club was one of the original 12 clubs in the United States. So I was just blessed to be living in there and being able to get started in my career at the time. After going through all of my competitive career, I decided that I wanted to do some teaching, did some teaching. In the meantime, all those years before, my father was actually started skate sharpening when I was a kid. I never really learned from him, but then I was later on introduced to Sid Broadbent, who is now 102, and he was the developer of one of the skating machines. And I spent 25 years of engineering, instruction, and development with him, and just learning the design and understanding of boots, blades, and what I like to call the real balance. Everybody has a balance, and that's how I treat it. Everybody is individual, has different feet, different structures, and I want to give it the best that I can for each one of them.
Sweden. Roman Sadovsky, Canada. Tatsuya Suboi, Japan. Mihail Selevko, Estonia.
Let's get this party started. We're going to the fourth group of the men's short program practice here at the Rinkside Practice Camp on Peacock. What is up? We are here with Jackie Wong, rocker skating, and things are about to start amping up even more. We have an early morning start at 7 a.m. for these practices for these men.
we were talking about innovations earlier at this competition, in terms of the just like the general audience participation and how they're running some of these things, right? Like the LED boards, the leader's chair, which we haven't seen yet. We'll see that today in the Paris free skate. The thing that the audiences at home don't see, but they hear, is when skaters are getting into their opening pose, you're often hearing this like extra applause and cheer right before they go onto their opening pose. And that's not a coincidence. It's because on the Jumbotron, they have asked each one of the skaters to give like a what do you want to say to the crowd thing. And on the Jumbotron, it'll say like, you know, like, I think Kari Sakamoto was like, you know, so excited, have fun, you know, or something like that. And literally they will show that on the boards and the audience will react to it. It's actually a really cool little extra pump of energy for the skaters.
I think that's really cool that they're doing that. Speaking of that, actually yesterday, the French team put theirs on, the French pair team, Camille and Pavel, and they said, we like hamburgers.
Did they? I did not see that.
Yeah, we like hamburgers, and I was like, that's actually hilarious. I love that for them.
What do you want to say to Boston? We like hamburgers.
We love hamburgers. So honestly, wild that was the choice, but I think it's really cool just to kind of have that ability just to connect again on another level with the audience.
Yeah. I say in this group, the one I have been most impressed with in terms of his sort of trajectory here has been Nikita Starostin. He's had a rough couple seasons, and it's been just a little bit tough for him to get in the right spots. And here, like, things are just they're flowing really well, and they have been flowing really well. I talked to him for like a couple minutes after his first practice, and he was like, I've never felt better.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I mean, Roman Sandowski out here, honestly, such a beautiful skater. When he pieces it together, it's very, very nice to watch.
Competitors, there is 1 minute remaining in this warm-up.
Also, Team GBR is getting like a well-rounded team here.
Agreed.
The pair team is very solid. Ice dance team is very known and solid. I know that the women and the men are starting to really push up in those ranks as well. And
like,
it's
I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but like,
I was going to ask you this.
The possibility of them getting into a team event scenario, like, just they have the talent for it.
Correct.
I just don't know, like, especially because a lot of the team event point qualifications have to like they deal with Grand Prix events.
Correct.
And so someone like an Edward Appleby is not at a Grand Prix, right? But and also Kristen Suarez is not. So they're at a disadvantage in a lot of those ways.
Yes.
But I'll have to take a look at the point standings, because they do absolutely have a really good set of four.
Yes, exactly.
Here's Nikita. There's that axle. He has an interesting little hitch right before he goes into that axle. That's actually new. like his technique, and again, like whatever works.
I agree.
Sometimes you just have to do some things to get your body in the right position.
Yeah, I noticed that. There was like, I saw him and then he dropped down another level before he went up.
I mean, first one up in this group, and he's doing a full run through.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Right when I said.
Oh, actually no. Oh,
yeah,
like
right when I said it.
Maybe he is.
He just wanted to get that axle out of the way. I think the power in his skating have gotten stronger too over the past few seasons as he's kind of grown more.
He's very commanding of his movements.
Music time, 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Skating now, Edward Appleby representing Great Britain, to be followed by Andreas Motorbahn, Sweden.
winded by all means, but throughout his movements, he's really going for him.
Music time, 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Correction, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Skating now, Andres Nordaba, representing Sweden, to be followed by Roman Sadowski, Canada.
He likes day trading.
Wow.
Investing in day trading. The gambling man.
Day trading that triple axle. So anyone who has followed Olympic qualifications over the past few cycles will know that Sweden has been somewhat controversial in the way that they have internally within Sweden kind of chosen whether or not to send an athlete even though they have the spot.
That's so interesting to me to not have that, like if you have that spot, to not send an athlete to it.
Yeah.
Oh, this song is going to sound amazing in the arena later.
So because he hasn't been to the Olympics yet, the chances of him actually getting the spot are a little bit higher for Sweden, I'm pretty sure. Like they prioritize skaters who kind of have a sort of a future potential as opposed to somebody who's already been to the Olympics.
Wow, very.
Pretty sure that happened with Anita Östlund a few years ago.
Very interesting step sequence he has here. Like the intricacy of it is very high. So many changes of directions with like small little highlights here and there. And then on top of that, like the clarity and the assurance of his like foot placement within all his turns was so nice. Easy to watch.
Music time, 2 minutes, 51 seconds. Skating now, Roman Sadowski, representing Canada, to be followed by Tatsuya Sugoi, Japan.
I know a lot of people have eyes on Roman Sadowski
and his pink gloves.
And the pink gloves. And whether or not that Olympic qualification spot's going to be there. To get 2 spots, he's got to be top 10.
He's going to have to fight this week.
Well, he's going to have two programs of his life if he's going to go top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
But to get 1 spot automatically without having to go to the Beijing test event or the Beijing qualification event, he will, 1, need to qualify into the free skate first, and then 2, get one of those last 1 spots that I have seen a pattern that I think when the pink gloves go on, he's either in warm-up mode or cool-down mode.
Okay.
So not surprising that he was marking those jumps. He did. We didn't see that in on camera, obviously, but he. Get into the free skate, given that he had two big mistakes there, 2 falls.
Yeah, exactly. With the depth that's already here.
Yeah. The younger Selevko, or Selev Bro.
Selev Bro. They have such a good quality of skating, both of them.
Yes.
It is like absurd.
But also very different skaters.
Yes.
Alexander Selevko and Michal Selevko are like they're brothers, but they're also like they look like 2 very different skaters, and the way that they approach their jumps and everything are very different. He's gonna mark these. He had a really full warm up or practice already, and so I think he's just conserving energy. He's one of those guys again, kind of like a Reshchenko, just effortless jumps kind of come out of nowhere.
Just like his performance quality
Yeah.
and his it's just exquisite. Like that is when you want to be fighting for your top 10 easily, in my opinion. Like you're showing me a quality, not just the technical, but you're showing me that quality of like exquisite. Every step matters. Every hand, like down to the fingernail, is crazy. It's like his arms are always going through like water. There's always resistance and intention. I love it.
I like that analogy. I'm sure you've used it many times. The like water analogy. It's like the thing that you often see is that a lot of great skaters do is tension.
Yes.
But a controlled tension. Like, it's not necessarily energy exertion as it is so much that you are using every single part of your body in some way that feels forceful.
Yes, absolutely. And what sucks about it is, like,
look at the arms on this step
it's
sequence.
insane. That's dialed. That judge is about to be nervous. Just reach over and push 5. +5, do it.
Like, the upper body movements of this step sequence is so, just so good.
It's crazy. Seriously, like, that is exquisite skating. Exquisite skating. And paired with the technical, I think can be just a very big force to be reckoned with. The Celeb Bros are dangerous.
Dangerous when clean. And
Yes.
That is a tall order for them. Both of them have a streak of inconsistency that, especially at bigger competitions, that just take them out. But wouldn't it be great if we could get both Celeb Bros to the Olympics?
So cool. Would be so cool.
He's got everything that
Yeah.
you want in a top 10 in the world skater, and he has the potential for it.
I think so. I mean, just the quality itself, right? I mean, I'm not.
flat-footed technique on a landing is that more often than not you're going to not get called for anything rotation-wise, but also it leads to like you just not like incapable of cheating a jump usually. I think I might have seen him get called on a quad sow on rotation on a landed jump like once.
Here we go again.
He's got it. He's like, can I just get one?
Do it.
There is one
That was better. That was that almost got there with the checkout, but still checking out early.
Oh, he wants it again. Oh, I thought he wants it again.
Competitors, if we have mispronounced your names, please stop by the announcing desk so that we may make corrections prior to your event.
Oh, he
He
does
wants it
want
again.
He wants it again. Oh, less than a minute.
Triple. He needed the feel. Oh, here we go. Oh, they're gonna call the practice session is over.
And when he's in the air.
No, he's just gonna go triple. That's what you were talking about earlier with the coaches making the correction of like, just slow down.
Yes.
Do this and like get your head out of it.
Yes, exactly. You got to scale it back a lot of the time. Scale it back and then step forward. Otherwise, you just keep taking a step, and then you're not going anywhere. You're actually going backwards with sometimes that kind of mentality rather than intentionally like pulling it in, reeling it in, bringing your energy back to you. Do a little bit less of the same kind of movement and feeling then, and then you can make better like leaps and bounds. So we have our next grouping now. Very fun group here. Andrew Torgashev and Jason Brown out here. Many other amazing skaters as well, but we're going to be seeing some really cool stuff.
Oh, this crowd's gonna do it.
This morning?
No.
Oh, later.
Yeah,
Okay.
for
I was like, we're going to go crazy.
What crowd?
Yeah, exactly.
No, for this group because those two are on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even in that last group, JL, that was already like a couple notches of energy higher than the ones that were earlier in the day.
Very much.
And you can already, I mean,
yes.
the way these guys are speeding around, you can already tell this is starting to become sort of championship group energy.
Yeah, they're here to compete.
Right.
I'm not saying the other guys aren't, but these guys are here to really try to win.
No, but we've said this before, where the energy amongst a warm-up group can be very contagious, and if you see other people sort of like taking it a little bit easier, maybe your stance is going to be a lot easier, right? When,
yeah.
Like, these guys just came out and everybody's matching each other's.
It's such a competition, and like even though the practices are for you, there is, I mean, still comparison, whether it's from judges or, I mean, particularly just from yourself. You're seeing what your competitors are doing. You're trying not to acknowledge like, oh my gosh, they're hitting everything right now. Like, this is amazing. Or I am hitting everything, and they see that. That's giving me a confidence boost. So I think what's super important is like not feeding into that energy too much, but also like using it to your advantage. I'm very excited to see Andrew Torgashev at this event here. He's just been on a roll this season. Torgy.
And I know there have been some social media chatter. Rafael Artunian is at Worlds for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
He doesn't love going to competitions. And so him being here is one, you know, an interesting thing for the viewers, but also, you know, kind of a treat for his students because, you know, it's often very different. But Brandon Frazier is also here with Andrew Torgashev.
That's right. The trusty steed is still around. Like,
Yeah.
Brandon's been with Andrew at quite a few of his events this year, and I think that they really mesh well together. I think making sure that Brandon brings such a levelness. I mean, obviously I'm very good friends with him, roomed with him at the Olympic Games. I've known him for very, very long. And he's a reason he's one of my best friends, like in terms of he just brings such a calmness, and I can imagine him bringing that quality as a coach when you can just bring that center, bring that groundedness, that type of energy, because at the end of the day, when as well, I mean, if they're bringing a nervous, excited, kind of high energy, you're going to tap into that. If you're going to get somebody that's calm and grounded and makes you feel like you're totally right in the right spot, then you start to feel that more comfort, that more ability to do your job.
Golden retriever energy, as
yeah, exactly.
as has been said about the Brandon Frazier and Andrew Torgashev coaching partnership.
Golden retriever energy.
It's trusty, right? It's trusty. It's positive. Like
it is.
There's something about that.
And that's what I think is so cool about seeing this younger generation of coaches and how they can really start shifting the narrative, but also like shifting the direction of how skating can go. I mean, I think that the coaches that have been around for so long are clearly extremely successful because what they do works. But I think that also there's different avenues that can be taken, and I think, like you mentioned, golden retriever energy. I mean, Brandon brings that fun, he brings that chill, that nonchalantness, but also like it's time to work. We're going to get our job done, we're going to focus, we're going to lock it in, and locking it in is like so important.
Yeah, he's not a world champion because he didn't work hard.
Oh, no. That man worked so hard with Alexa. I was in California doing some choreography a couple weeks ago, and I saw Andrew training for this event, and he was working. That man was hitting run-throughs all day long, just training so much. And I think that he's got himself like physically in a very good spot before this week. I don't know about the consistency as much because I did not watch that, but just from having discussions with him, it was very cool to see this hunger and this drive and this very peaceful, just to himself energy, which I really appreciate.
He's never been more consistent in his entire career.
Yeah.
All right, Hung Young Kim starting.
Music was my first love, and it will be my last. In this world of troubles, my music brings me through.
Under on that quad toe. Still pretty cold legs. I didn't see him actually do a jump. He has a tendency to like to warm up his jumps and get his feet under him with singles, and I saw those. So he's gonna go for these here in the practice, in the run through. Axel was also under there. Let's go.
I think that, like, obviously it'll hopefully be a little bit different this afternoon. The movement quality is actually, like, there's some interesting things happening, but in terms of the performance quality, I feel as though, like, I'm not really getting too much from it. Now, he might be doing that strategically, but I feel like there's things that are musically hitting, but they're hitting with just an arm or a leg, not like actually with any energy, if that makes any sense. And I think that it's hard to like buy into the product. The music's so powerful, so soulful, and it's hitting, but I don't feel anything from it.
Music time, 2 minutes, 57 seconds. Skating now, Andrew Georgia, representing the United States of America, to be followed by Vladimir Samola. Poland.
Right in front of us.
Right
I'm
in
a
front
big
of
fan.
Literally.
He's like looking anywhere except. Like it gives you goosebumps for it. It's very like different, but same kind of like Nathan Chen energy of just like when those jumps are done, he just goes for that footwork with everything he's got.
And there's a lot of danger in going for choreography because it's ice, right? Like you're still needing to make sure that everything underneath you on the blades are going in the right direction.
Right.
And sometimes when you're really focused on upper body movements, you forget about your legs, and that's when mistakes happen.
Yes, exactly. Like you don't want to get carried away.
Yeah.
It's not letting it run away from you, but you can like push that train.
And you also don't want to let your upper body movements get away from you either.
Yes.
Because sometimes when you go all out, you become messy rather than
yes,
whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Vladimir Samoilov, feast or famine with this guy. He will go and give you a huge quad sow, or he will double it and single his axle and double his.
Wow, he's
triple.
fast.
Oh yeah. There's that. Oh,
Dang.
there's that quad sow.
That would have cleared a Fiat. That's crazy.
He's actually his consistency has gotten better this season, and I actually have a little bit more faith in him getting through a good, clean short program this time around.
That was like literally like he got catapulted.
Yeah, and that's actually a small one for him.
Whoa! I'd love to get those measurements. Like to know how high and far it actually goes for that.
You probably heard us.
I hope so. I would hope so.
The Cookie Monster.
This program will probably get the crowd going too. It's actually really fun. See, that's what I'm talking about. The like, you get that quad sound, and all of a sudden, no, oh, that's a double Lutz.
Need that consistency.
He's a fun skater. It fills the entire the rink.
It's so cool just to see like skaters actually use the space that they have and not be afraid of it.
Music time, 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Skating now, Jason Brown, representing the United States of America.
So this has been the question mark. The question mark coming into Worlds is what of Jason Brown and his triple axel? And as it turns out, everything this season has been about his boots.
Yes.
He was, I mean, boots aside, he was really questioning whether or not he was just getting too old to do triple axels. And it wasn't until he finally decided to go with a different boot that he was like, nope, it is not about me being too old. It is literally because my equipment is not doing me any favors.
I'm such a fan of like the hymn and chant, like this kind of sound, especially on his skating.
Marking these jumps here. But really, when I saw him do his first axel here, one, I was holding my breath. Two, when I saw it, I was like, wait, his axel hasn't actually looked like that since the Olympic season. Like the last couple of seasons, they've been fine, and he's been getting through them, but there's a new, renewed pop in his axel that we hadn't seen before. And I'm just, you know, a lot like Isabel Levito, like, getting back into form at the right time.
Yeah.
And also, given how chaotic the men's field has been this season, a clean Jason Brown can do a lot of damage.
I agree. I mean, like, what he brings to the table is something that not many, if any, of the skaters can really harness in terms of that skating skill quality. Like, the places he can put his body and still be totally stable is crazy.
Still one of my favorite catch foots.
So beautiful.
Yeah. then the ending of this program. Oh, he's not going to do it. Yeah, not going to do it. The ending pose of this program is so cool.
I mean, Jason Brown is so cool.
Jason Brown is so cool.
Representing Azerbaijan, to be followed by Adam Hagara, Slovakia.
Some loud crossovers there for me. Do what you need, son. Never mind. Wow, he's very fast. Like, powerfully carries that speed just so much. Very nice. Like, I just love the power that he omits. I wasn't like expecting that straight out of the gate from him.
It usually comes in those first two patterns, into the quad toe and then into the triple the triple axel. It then often becomes a question of whether he can carry that through the rest of his program.
Yeah, it's slow. It's slowing down just a tiny bit through that corner there. He's got the speed here.
That'll get him into the free skate.
Yeah.
Wincing going on?
Yeah, it looks like that. Either winded or wincing, like something. I mean, I noticed it after the third and final jumping pass that there was like
something
operating with something.
Skating now, Adam Hagara, representing Slovakia.
malleability and openness to maneuver within the practices. I mean, I understand ice dance, like, it's notorious for having crazy 5-minute warm-ups and crazy close calls, but like, really, like, there's so much willingness and openness for people just to, like, you know what, he's in the middle of his music, someone was spinning, they couldn't stop. He just, like, had the luxury of just taking a little bit of a wider circle, and it didn't affect anything for his performance, where an ice dance team would just yell for like 20 seconds. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I was one of them.
Right.
Like, and I'm totally owning up to that.
But it's so different when it's two people. You can't.
Correct.
It's hard to sync, right? Like,
yeah,
it's
no,
easier
like,
to
it's
get.
so hard.
Yeah. You're just easier for someone to just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna like move out of the way here, but you got to get two people to do it, and that's a lot harder.
Oh, it's very tough, and we've had scenarios where we thought we were doing the right thing, and we went both the wrong side of somebody, and but it's cool to just see that respect, and you see it in your top grouping, particularly in ice dance, but like, as it starts getting earlier on in the event, it's just a little bit more chaotic, but it's so nice to just see the respect out here for these guys and the willingness to be like, oh, you're going to jump right next to me. It's all good. I'll be out of your way.
But on that note, though, the art of getting out of people's way during a freestyle session is a thing that it takes many years to learn.
Yes.
And sometimes you actually see some of these skaters who train in environments where they often are the only one or maybe one of a couple of people, and they come to a competition like the World Championships and they actually don't know how to get out of people's way.
Yes, it makes such a big difference when you train with other athletes at your caliber. During someone's program, the last skater's program out there, throughout this practice, Andrew Torgashev has been going for his quad toe here, and some have been hitting and some have not, but it was really interesting just to see he actually took a moment or about 1 or 2 laps just to breathe for himself and like almost calm his energy down, and the one right afterwards was just absolutely beautiful. And I think it goes to just show how important it is to make sure you're aware of where your energy actually is. I can convince myself that I'm calm, but in reality, I'm not. And we do it all the time. It's like when people ask you, how are you? And you're like, oh, I'm good. When you might not be good. It's like an automated response. So I think giving yourself that space and that honesty within yourself when you're skating and you're doing these warm-ups particularly can really set you up for an amazing skate later or not. And that honesty, I think, within yourself and your coaching team is so crucial because, as Andrew just did out on there, took his time, took a moment for himself, and then all of a sudden now he's complete with his practice. And I think that goes to show with the level of maturity that these higher groupings of skaters have. As we witnessed earlier in the grouping, some of the skaters were just hammering out jumps after jump after jump and maybe reinforcing habits that they don't want to do before their performance later today. If you guys have any questions for Jackie or myself, send them to @Jean-Luc Baker, @Rocker Skating on X. We'll do our best to answer them. We have 2 more groups of men after this, and then it is showtime for the men's event later today. It's about to be so exciting. These next 2 groups are going to be just absolutely unreal as we're just really ramping up and amping up. Yeah, so that's great. Thank you for being with us. And then a quick little ice make, and we'll be right back with you.
Stop by the announcing desk so that we may make corrections prior to your event. Thank you.
This is just mean. Worcestershire. War. I know it's not Worcester, like Worcester. Worcester. Okay. Gosh. This is just mean. Leicester? Really? Yeah. Oh no. Dang it, Leicester. Tingborough? Tingsboro? Oh no. Guys, Bostonians, how do you do this? Gloucester, 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 Gloucester. Dang it. This is so evil. Skituate.
Sort of.
Situate. Situate. Situate? Gosh, Massachusetts. Tewksbury. Thank you. I got one. Oh my god. Pulaski Way? Pilski Way? Pilski. I'm just gonna guess Pilski Way. I'm like guessing like all these letters are silent. I promise you guys I know how to read. Oh no. Okay, I wanna say like Leominster, but yes? Okay. No, this is not a place. This is not a place here. Lake Chargagago Manchuagago Chambuna Gungamaug. Lake C.
First rule about Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Is this Sandlot?
Oh, I know that one.
Yay for baseball, home run.
No.
Sandlot? No. Sandlot's a dog.
Rookie of the Year.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
The Rookie, I think, maybe? Angels in the Outfield? No?
Rookie of the Year.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's what I knew. I knew it was Rookie of the Year, but I watched The Rookie a while back, so.
All right, nice job today. Very good. Excellent. You're welcome.
Focus on your unison when you're coming out.
And then we're gonna bend your knees a little, and you're trying to push out with one foot.
Well, we got to finish on commitment.
Our arms are out, and we're bending our knees.
Good job. Look at you. Can we swizzle together? Let's see, can we swizzle?
Somebody's gonna have to go tight, so be careful. All right, go again.
138.85. And your total score, 204. Season's best.
Let's welcome Madison Shaw and Evan Bates.
Well, we are skating to Take 5 by Dave Brubeck, and it's just a really classic American piece, very jazzy, and so I was really inspired by the kind of film noir, Art Deco era, and so I took a lot of inspiration from that. As you can see, Evan's costume has like the shading and the spotlights lighting up a building, and so he has that here and in the back. And then my dress was really inspired by the Empire State Building, very Art Deco with the lines here, and then the coloring is an ode to the Statue of Liberty and how the copper oxidizes. So it's very just what I was thinking of when I was diving into American culture and history and trying to get that kind of jazz feeling and like a moody, kind of rainy New York nights in the 1920s was my inspiration.
I am super, super impressed by my very talented wife, Madison Chalk. I do watch her in her creative process. She'll be just sketching for hours. Sometimes she'll just wake up in the night and have an idea and grab her pencil and paper and just like off she goes. Super talented. She also designed Olivia Smart's new free dance dress. She's also in this competition, came out just amazing. Super proud of her entrepreneurial spirit, and just a very supportive, proud husband.
And I do bounce like all of my ideas off of him. I'll make a bunch of sketches and get his opinion, and he's very helpful and very honest, so I really appreciate that. It helps me kind of focus my ideas sometimes.
No, next.
No, I don't want to wear that color.
If there's like a scorpion, I'm suing. I'm so scared. I don't think I trust you guys. I'm so scared. I don't like touching things. Is it moving? Is it a toy spider? Is it food? Ah! I'm scared. Is it food? Is it ramen?
Yep. There you go.
Why did I have to close my eyes for you to put it in? Is it food? It's a granola bar, is it not? Well, it feels like one. Just tore it apart like one. It's like sugary. How can it not be granola bar? It feels like a nut. It's a granola bar. It's not a Rice Krispie treat. So it's a granola bar. Oh, Twix?
On the outside.
Snickers? Payday?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. Jinx. Let me look at it. That's a granola bar. Ew. Ew. It's those peach slices at like breakfast buying things because I eat those all the time.
I didn't have any feelings that I wanted to go back for like that entire break. I wasn't even thinking about it, but I went skiing for the first time, and the adrenaline rush that I got from it, it reminded me of skating. I hadn't felt that adrenaline rush since like I last competed, so it had been a while, and I didn't realize I missed it until like I felt it again, and so I was like, oh, maybe like I'll get back on the ice and just like try it again just for fun, and that's like how I started to get back into it.
It's hard to find the superlatives to describe what she did in Detroit. 13 years old and the youngest champion ever, Alyssa Liu.
I had time to like grow into myself, like without being in like the public eye and stuff, or like really being influenced by anyone. So I really got to like see who like I was, and like that really helped me like come to terms with like my emotions and like my thoughts and what I wanted for myself. And so I kind of just like took that time to like work on myself and try new things. So the past 2 years, I took like a little break after I like retired, and I just like hung out with my friends and family and just like did a bunch of things that like I didn't really do before. I went on vacation for the first time, and then I'm also in school now, so I've just been like focusing on that. I don't really have any like long-term goals. It's more like in the moment what I'm feeling, and I just want to like keep slowly progressing. I definitely like needed the break, even though initially going into it I was like, this is not a break, like this is like just like what it's gonna be now. But yeah, now that I'm back, it's like I think I'm back because I got that break, so I think it was like needed. People were really supportive, and like, you know, like that just like encourages me, and it definitely did play a little bit into my decision to come back. I was very happy. I'm just like excited to get back into skating, and I do like competitions a lot. I'm a pretty competitive person, I'd say, like in general, always have been. I think it's because I grew up with so many siblings. But yeah, just thinking about it makes me very excited.
finalists talking about?
Wear a good costume too. No, but I think that I mean Nika out here, Nika just throws down sometimes. I mean Daniel Grassel. I love Kevin's costume. We're gonna get to that when it's his turn to skate. Don't worry about it yet. First, Denis.
Denis Vasilyev's his practices this week have been. I'm not really sure. I'm really not sure what his practices have been telling me, because he oftentimes has these kind of same types of practices. But for me, he's been just a little bit slow in the snap of his rotation more than usual. And I wonder how that's going to affect him here. I mean, this season has been he's been putting down some quad styles. He's had some good skates, and we all know he can have really good skates.
Program too, like musically it can be very entertaining, and I think when he gets into it, it can really start amping some things up, which is fun. Yeah, exactly. I see that head bob.
That pop of power there.
It's crazy, right?
I love that.
Oh, interesting stop how he did that then. Cool.
51 seconds. Next is Daniel Grasso, representing Hilton, to be followed by Julman Cha, representing the Republic of Korea.
None of these guys early on so far have warmed up their
Skate time, 2 minutes, 59 seconds. Next, Junhwan Cha, representing Republic of Korea, to be followed by Mike Ekatse, representing Georgia.
We talk about beautiful skating quality. definition. I love choreographing step sequences for freestyle so much. It is so much fun.
Skate time.
Step sequences give me nightmares.
Oh, I love it. It's like very.
I have 2 left feet. I don't even know how I became a figure skater.
That's fair. Neat. I feel like he used to just kind of only focus on the jumps. And now I know he's not doing the jumps. He did actually a couple, never mind. But I think that for me, like he's really putting attention to detail on that now. And I'm feeling like that commitment.
And next to skate, representing France, Kevin Awards, to be followed by Nicola Lamolo, representing Italy.
Lavender Kevin Amos.
I love it.
In a sea of black costumes.
But I like that he's wearing a shirt, but I don't think are the pants. Unless he has pockets.
That's correct. Yes.
You know what I mean? I think he's got like half 50-50.
It's one of those programs where you put your hands in your pockets and be nonchalant.
Yeah, it's like when everyone is in COVID and doing their Zoom meetings with a business shirt on their boxers, right? Same kind of thing, like pajamas, but also work.
Talk about understanding music. He is one.
So easy to watch.
what's been interesting with Kevin too this week is he has been doing quad sounds, like clean ones in practice, and he actually doesn't have one that he's scheduled to put into his free skate. And I asked him about it. He hasn't done a quad sound competition in a few years, and he said it's just somehow it's just been working the last week or so, and he's just like practicing it.
Oh.
But no plans on putting it in the program.
Okay.
I think for him, so much of this is going to be just mentally how he shows up.
I agree. He needs to deliver, show up, but put out some clean, solid skates.
Europeans has been a mental block for him, and you saw it again this year. Even though he did qualify for the free skate, it was not a good competition for him, especially relative to what he's been doing most of the rest of the season. And I do think Worlds, he doesn't come in with that same kind of baggage of like previous results kind of thing. And hopefully that brings out the best.
I hope so.
For him.
I hope so. He deserves a world.
Skate time, 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Representing Italy, Nikolai Momola.
Okay, talk about tall.
That's it. Also meets the height requirement.
I literally saw Nikolai and Kevin walk but with like next to each other earlier, and I'm pretty sure he's a full head taller than he is, than Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I find that, like, there's some really amazing qualities about his skating. And it's just really cool to see him develop throughout the year. I love seeing that within these skaters, like seeing them early in the beginning of the season.
58 seconds.
There's that axle.
Very big axle.
Competitors, there's approximately 4.5 minutes remaining in this practice session.
Maybe a little bit of nerves on this
skill that you have, but doing some exercises as you see Ilya doing it with the arms behind the back. Now, this is like only under professional guidance. Absolutely. Don't just decide to start doing that yourself.
No?
No, I wouldn't advise, because you might be making a real quick trip to the dentist if that's the case. But yeah, I love doing it because it completely isolates your arms, obviously, which requires you to actually use your legs and your hips. And it's so fun working with some of the best skaters in the world and giving them an exercise and then having them do it again without their arms and just completely exposing them, and them realizing how quick they're using their arms to skate. I'm like a big believer in having your arms just be an extension of expression, and you shouldn't need your arms to skate. You can use them to your advantage on things, but it's something that for me, like, you don't want to be doing your turns with your arms. You can help enhance them, but to be able to do all of those things without using your arms is so crucial.
Your turns should be all lower body and all lower body, and also all your entire body's positioning and leaning, right? Like that's what generates the turn. And when you use your arms to be the ones that are doing it, you are forcing the turn to happen.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's so fun watching skaters tell me, oh, I don't like doing Choctaws. I don't like doing Choctaws S-steps. I don't like them. I don't like them. And then I'll just do a basic exercise with them, and they're like, yeah, I don't like them. It's so hard. And then I take their arms out of the picture and like, why would we do that? That makes it even harder. And then all of a sudden they realize that a Choctaw is merely just a weight transfer from one foot to the other, like a back outside Choctaw, back outside to forward inside. And then if you just focus on just that, then all of a sudden you have the freedom to do whatever you want with your arms. You can use them to help you, but if you have that root of it down, it is so much easier and allows you to skate and feel that confidence.
There's some drills that you see some of the skaters do, depending on who it is and also who the coaches are, that are often quite interesting. One is doing axle jumps without your arms. So either you cross your arms together in front, or you're basically like preventing your arms from swinging at all to get into your axle.
Yep.
And that's another one of those where it's like it helps you get out of trying to force that axle's rotation and trusting your body to actually do it itself. The other one that you see, and Ilya does this sometimes, is the helicopter doubles. Arms completely out to the side, like kind of.
It's so crazy.
In a T, yeah. And again, it is you're not pulling in to get the rotation. You are letting your hips and your ankles generate that rotation for you.
So what kind of content do you think we should expect from Ilya in this short?
Quad lutz triple toe in the second half.
Okay.
And then pretty sure he's got quad flip in the first half.
Okay.
The flip's been hitting this week, so I don't think he's going to change that.
Nah, don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah, I think he was setting up for flip there. I mean, talk about a skater who just like almost shocked himself at Europeans.
I mean, shocked everyone.
Right? How amazing.
This program is phenomenal.
We've talked about gloves before, and I love the use of his red gloves with his black costume here. I think it's so cool, and it's just so clear to see what's actually happening.
So you see the words on the shirt. There are lots of symbolism in this program.
Yes.
A lot. Like there's a lot of sign language that he uses here.
I've seen that. It's so cool.
It is something of a political statement, political peace statement that he's making.
Choreographically, just like exquisite. Just the idea behind it, the intricacy of the movements and how you can incorporate such an overarching theme and statement, as you said, within the choreography and still be able to artistically and athletically deliver your product is just so in-depth. It's not just a program. So cool.
Skate time, 3 minutes, 2 seconds. Our next competitor, Mikhail Sheldonov, representing Kazakhstan, to be followed by Rinkside from Japan.
Dune?
Yes.
I knew it. Nice. I knew he had a Dune program, but I was like, oh, is it? Is it not? Am I just going to drop a Dune without an answer? I think in the gala we should have all the Dune programs team up together and ride a sandworm.
Yeah, do one big Dune program.
That's right.
He has not warmed up the Lutz yet, so no Lutz there. I did see Axel and Toe, so see if he's gonna get on that one here. Axel. He was talking about the technique in his Axel, which is much more of a distance Axel than a straight up and down Axel. One of the reasons he doesn't think he could ever do a quad axel is because of it's sort of like a jump forward as opposed to a jump up. That is just the coolest
so
entrance.
Sick. It's so sick.
A hop to a lunge right into the quad toe.
This is about to be such an intense event. I love it. Because it's like, there's like the middle pack, there's like those middle groupings where it's like really fun and whatnot. You know, it's like, oh, this is fun. And then it's like progressively like, no, this is game time. Like you can feel.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. And then you're like, ooh, I'm scared. I'm a little scared. There is this so many
Especially
jumps.
When you got a sandworm like that's chasing.
Damn, that's right. Someone should go in the middle of the ice and just start punching the ice just in the middle and be like, yeah, try to skate now when there's a worm chasing you. That's way too literal of a reference if you haven't seen the movie, sorry. But if you want, you should watch it today before all the events because you're going to see Dune all weekend.
I mean, I watched the movie before the season started because I felt like I had to.
Yeah, you just knew it was going to happen.
To be fair, I liked it.
It's very cool. Shun is so cool. Sometimes he has come to Ice Academy in Montreal, up in Montreal, and he like sometimes takes the stroking classes that I end up teaching. And it's so fun working with him. Just like the caliber of skater he is, it's crazy. And then he like learns so much too.
So we saw him at Skate America, and his practices were a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
And he has that a lot, where you see him practice, and it's just like kind of all over the place, and then he goes and has a really good competition. And here, so far that I've seen, his practices have been very strong. Yeah.
Money.
Talk about efficiency and rotation.
Damn. That was wild.
But he, like the fact that he has been having good practices here is really a good sign of where his mental state is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really been an up and down season for him. In a lot of ways, it's been something of a breakthrough season, right? He won his first Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
Then he had like a foot thing at Nationals that set him back a couple months, and he seems to be back now.
Really hammering out these jumps here. Shun is somebody that I wish I saw more presentation from, though, facially. Like, the movements are beautiful, the body movement, the transitions are so nice, but I feel like it's just like not to that extent of like that vulnerability of fully feeling what he's doing, and maybe he doesn't, and that's okay too. But I think finding a way to bring him out a little bit more emotionally within his performance would make it so people can love him even more.
There's a lot of times it's the focus of the eyes.
Yes.
To something, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily have to be you're connecting to some kind of person in the audience or something.
Correct.
But there's something about looking at least perpendicularly versus looking down on the ice. That makes a huge difference when you're right there.
Oh my gosh, I mean, such a difference. And honestly, what's so crazy about that too is it just makes people feel connected to you even more, even if you're not even looking
Right,
at them.
exactly, yeah.
I want to bring a presence to my eyes.
Representing France, to be followed by Ilya Malinin, representing the United States.
This program has seriously grown this season. Marking these jumps today.
It's beautiful. Oh, such just a nice step forward
Yeah.
there. Like
a little lilt in the knee.
Just a little lilt. Just give me something. Oh, I love it. Oh, the music's so nice. Such a beautiful little hop too. What's so interesting about Adam, and this is such a weird reference, but if you remember Patrick Chan, which I mean a lot of people do, I feel like facially, his expression.
I don't know what kind of voodoo that was, but I just literally had that same thought.
He came in front of us here, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's nothing about facial features, as it's more just the expression that he omits.
I agree.
He feels it, we see it, and it's just... You know what I mean? Oh my god, I can't unsee it now.
Yeah, no, you can't.
And I don't know if it's like the way that he's skating and the effortless flow that he's getting, but I am getting Patrick Chan so much out of this right now.
Yeah, same.
I mean, a totally different version, like an Adam version of that, but you know what I mean? I can't unsee it.
Another one with the upper body movements that are that you just don't understand physically how that works.
I just like wish he did this also as a long program.
I know, right? Yeah.
This is beautiful. I like his long. It's quite good, but I think this is
more
Dune.
beautiful. More Dune.
More Dune, yeah. But I think this is more of a work of art.
We missed the he didn't do
the knee slide,
the really cool slide that he added later on in the season after he took out the backflip. That knee slide is so much more effective than the backflip, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, like, how many guys in this event can do a backflip? You know what I mean? A handful.
Yeah.
So it's like, do something that enhances your program, not just a cool trick.
Yeah. To be fair, too, the placement of that backflip in the crescendo of that program was very good, but I just think the knee slide works so much better.
Well, because I think people feel a knee slide where a backflip, it's like, wow.
Right.
It makes you sit on your seat as an audience member so differently.
Right. And the way that when you all see the knee slide, if you have.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
The rest of his practice has been pretty solid. Flip, lutz, and lutz toe. I'll hit him.
This little blues Choctaw there, that is like so easy for him. So sick here. Surprised he hasn't tried to like cartwheel backflip out of that. Like he might later, who knows? Hopefully he doesn't, because I want his shoulders to stay in one piece, but that'd be crazy.
really, truly, the contrast between Ilya and Yuma couldn't be any more than these two programs. Like their sensibilities of skating are just so there.
It's so crazy to me too, because like one of them is like raw and like passion, and the other one's like elegance and grace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like beautiful, and the other one's like whoa. If I could put a verb to whoa.
Yuma's effortless power, right? Like,
yes.
Like it's, we were talking about earlier with Vladimir Samoylov, how he fills out the rink with his serpentine sequence. I mean, Yuma fills out the rink with the entire program. And it's like, you know, he does a few things and you're like, oh, wait, he's all the way on the other side of the
Yeah, like how do you get over there?
It's already.
How'd you do that? Very cool. Wow, well, that concludes the men's warm-up.
Oh, we still have a couple more minutes left.
Oh no, I know.
Don't deprive me.
No, I mean of the programs. Yeah, I'm not depriving anybody of nothing. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, child.
Don't deprive me of this.
Oh no, no, no.
Just, you know,
just like light work.
Out of nowhere.
I was like, oh, he's just gonna mark it because he was like going slow.
Yeah. You want to go? Say you're gonna go back to that plateau. Walking through it. Here we go again. Plateau.
Let's see.
Much better.
Oh, like butter. Crazy. Oh, a little smile from Ilya. Look at that. He's in his element now. Let's see what you got, Captain. Oh, he knows we're watching. He knows the camera's on him, too. Keep it chill. Keep it chill.
There's that actual again.
Like butter. Very cool. I mean, this event is about to be so exciting. I am so thrilled. I just like hope for Ilya. I understand that the pressure must be just so immense. Home worlds. Everyone's staring at him, waiting for him to do what Ilya does. Don't forget, he's still quite young. He's a developing adult. So to handle that stress and that pressure is so crucial. To be able to like stay in his bubble and take in the energy, but not let it like consume him. And, you know, I hope all the men today have such a great skate. I mean, I think that they train so hard for these moments, and they're really training to try to culminate those performances that they're so proud of, and they all look like they're in a really good spot. So I know I'm just so excited just to see what's going to happen later. Anyone that you're most thrilled for or most excited to see, I should say?
So many. We have 39 men to choose from.
Okay, so all 39.
All 39.
Enjoy those fingers typing later.
I mean, that's how that goes.
That's the way to keep it going.
I do think I am most excited about the sort of not resurgence, but the momentum that Yuma Santiago seems to be having today versus the rest of the league. You just see much more dialed in and trusting
Yes.
of what he knows he's capable of.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. Like you said a word that I love the most, and you said trusting. And these athletes need to trust themselves. They need to be in a position to just know that they're ready.
Yeah, it's like at this point, there's nothing else you can do. There
No.
really isn't. There's nothing you can do except for doubt yourself.
Exactly. And you're going to be the first one to lose if you do that.
Yeah.
Fighting those stories is going to be it. So thank you guys all so much. Thank you so much, Jackie, Rocker Skating, for joining me. Again, I love doing this with you. I think everyone loves it. We did such a good job. I mean, I don't know if you guys think so, but we do. So thank you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in and all of that. I only have one more of these to do, and it's going to be tomorrow morning for the ice dance, and I'm going to have an extremely special guest very close to home for me. Miss Caitlin Hawaiiak will be joining me to do ice stand commentary, and that's going to be crazy. You're going to see
what costume are you going to wear, though?
Oh, I mean, probably the Black Swan, but I don't know.
That's what I figured.
No, yeah, maybe my Cuban Pete, but her dress. That's a joke. No, but yeah, tune in tomorrow. But first off, actually watch what's going to happen today. That's even more exciting. So thank you all for joining, and we will see you later.
Coming off of winning U.S. championships, it's both an honor, but also a lot of pressure we put on ourselves to try to keep improving and try to keep growing for the next season. So this off season was all about how hard we can push ourselves to try to improve programs, choreography, elements, just the relationship on the ice, the ease of performance in general.
Just start to fine-tune that process that we've started to work on in the season and a half that we had beforehand, and just figure out, we keep saying our process, but it's very important, especially when there's 2 people involved.
Over a year or two, as Ellie's becoming more and more comfortable, and as I'm understanding how to skate with Ellie, and we're really stepping into this season very side by side, as opposed to maybe me taking the front or trying to protect in some way like I might have in the past. So,
as a person that learns the best through feeling, it's not easier, but it's a little bit more comfortable to be pushed out of my comfort zone and not feel like it's just so overwhelming, because I have a little bit of that knowledge to back myself now. So I feel if there's any change, it's more in myself and through the experiences that I've gained over the past year and a half, and just learning how to be a better partner for Danny instead of just having to figure out how to keep my own feet underneath me.
This year-long program is done by Marie-France and the IAM crew up there, because they work as a group together when they're choreographing, and it was an amazing experience. It's very, very much pushing us outside of the boundaries we've worked in before, and I think that's great. It's difficult. Ice dancers are amazing for a reason. There's a lot of hard work that they put into making it look as effortless as it is, and we're putting in that work now to try and bridge the gap between pair skating and dance as best we can. There's definitely unique bits in why pair skaters are not ice dancers, but we're doing our best to try and emulate that feel and be able to have more intricate transitions and keep you just completely invested for the entire program. So it's been a fun process working with them.